Today, we are going to be going over how to calculate the weighted average cost of capital in Excel. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. And you can see I've already built out a weighted average cost of capital template. We can see I have an area to find our cost of debt, an area for our cost of equity, a place to find the weight of the debt and equity, and then a place to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. So this should be relatively easy to recreate. I have all the things listed that we need for each of these subcategories. So let's go ahead and start with cost of debt. And you can see the first thing we need to find to calculate the cost of debt is our interest expense. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Google and we're going to pull up Yahoo Finance. And for this scenario, let's say we're trying to find the weighted average cost of capital for Microsoft. I'm just gonna go ahead and type out Microsoft up here. And now you can see we have Microsoft pulled up right here. And if we jump back and look over here, you can see we're looking for interest expense. And interest expense is gonna be an item on the income statement. So what we need to do is come over here and click on financials. And we have a list of financial statements here. It's already on income statement, which is what we need. So let's scroll down. And if we come over here to, let's see, net non-operating interest income, it'll also show our interest expense. And we're looking for 2021, the most recent year. And we can see that interest expense was 2346. I'm just gonna go ahead and disregard the zeros. I'll have to do that for all of the items we put into our spreadsheet. So I'm gonna come over here to our spreadsheet and put in 2346. And so now we have our interest expense. The next item we need is our total debt. So let's jump back over here. And to find our total debt, that's actually going to be a balance sheet item. So let's click on balance sheet right here. And if we scroll down, we can see we have our total debt listed right here. For 2021, it's 67775. So let's go ahead and list that 67775. And now we're ready to calculate our cost of debt. And it's just going to be equals, and we're going to take our interest expense and divide this by our total debt and hit enter. And now you can see we have our cost of debt. The next thing we're going to need is our income tax expense and our income before tax. So let's jump back over to Yahoo Finance and let's go back to the income statement. And again, if we come over here, you can see the first thing we're looking for is income tax expense. If we come down here, that's going to be our tax provision. And again, we want it for 2021. So it looks like we need 9831. Jump back over to our spreadsheet and plug that in, 9831. And now we need our income before tax. So we'll go back to our income statement, and that's gonna be our pre-tax income, and that's gonna be 71102. So let's go ahead and plug that in. 71102, let's make sure that was right, and it looks like it is. So I'll hit enter. And for our effective tax rate, all we're gonna do is we're gonna do an equal sign, and we're gonna take our income tax expense, and we'll divide that by our income before tax and hit enter. You can see I have it as 13.83%. So now we can calculate our cost of debt after tax. And for this equation, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to take our cost of debt and we're going to multiply this by 1 minus our effective tax rate. And so I will close off this parentheses and hit enter. And you can see now we have our cost of debt after tax. For any of these that were formulas, let's go ahead and highlight those a different color just so that we know they're a formula. So I'll come up here and just give it a light yellow. So now we can adjust these numbers and our formulas will still give us the correct output. So now we're ready to calculate our cost of equity. And in order to do this, we need to find the risk-free rate, the beta, and our market return. So let's go ahead and start with the beta. So let's jump back over to Yahoo Finance, and to find the beta, if we just come over here and click on summary, we can see Microsoft's beta is 0.87. So let's jump back over to our spreadsheet and plug that in, 0.87. And for our market return, that's just gonna be the expected return on the market. And that's typically gonna be anywhere from 8 or 9%. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with 9. And now we need to find our risk-free rate. And so let's jump back over to Yahoo Finance to do that. And to do this, let's go ahead and go to markets and let's go to US Treasury bond rates. And we'll click on this. And what we're looking for is the Treasury yield for 10 years. So we can see that is currently 1.628. So let's jump back over to our spreadsheet. I'll plug that in, 1.628, and hit enter. And based off these numbers that we have, we are now ready to calculate our cost of equity. So in order to calculate our cost of equity, here is what we are going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to add an equal sign, and we'll open a parentheses, and we're going to come up here and we're going to go ahead and select our risk-free rate. And we'll close off this parentheses, and then we're going to add an addition sign and open a new set of parentheses. In this parentheses, we're going to select our beta, which is the 0.87. We'll close this off, and then we want to multiply all of this by opening a new parentheses, and we're going to take our market return, and then we are going to go ahead and subtract that from our risk-free rate. And we'll close off that parentheses, and we'll go ahead and hit enter. And you can see now we have our cost of equity. So let's come up here and go ahead and highlight these three cells yellow since they are changeable. And now we're ready to calculate our weight of debt and equity. So for our total debt, all we need to do is make this equal to our, let's see, where is it? Our total debt listed right here. And so we have our total debt, but now we need to know the market cap of Microsoft. So we need to jump back over to Yahoo Finance. And let's go ahead and go back to Microsoft. We'll click here. And now we have Microsoft pulled back up, and I'm automatically on the summary tab, and we can see our market cap right here is 2.53 trillion. So let's go ahead and plug that into our spreadsheet. And now that we have our total debt and our market cap, we can quickly find the total of these two. We'll just go ahead and add them together. And this is going to allow us to find the weight of debt and equity. So in order to do this, all we need to do is come over here, and we're going to take our total debt and divide it by the total. And we'll come over here, let's make this a percentage, and I'll add a couple decimal places, and we can see our weight of debt. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for equity. We'll take an equal sign and divide our market cap by our total. And now we can see, let's make this a percentage. Now we have our weight of equity as well. So now we can finally calculate our weighted average cost of capital. So the formula for our weighted average cost of capital, we'll do an equal sign. We'll come up here, open a parentheses, and we'll take our cost of debt, and we will multiply this by our total debt. Close off this parentheses and add an addition sign. Then we'll do nearly the same thing. We'll come over here and take our cost of equity, and we will multiply this by the weight of the equity, close off that parentheses and hit enter. And now you can see we have our weighted average cost of capital. So now this tutorial is complete, and we also have a weighted average cost of capital template. So I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.